Hey guys, I'm Chase Brogan, and what if I told you that you could start playing classic PS1 and PS2 Lightgun games on the original console, on a modern TV, and completely wirelessly? Well, this right here is the Timebreaker Lightgun from Intec Gaming, and this thing brings games like Time Crisis, Point Blank, and House of the Dead back to life in a massive way in 2026. And that's the big deal here because traditional Lightguns only worked on old CRT TVs, but this is built specifically for modern displays, so you can hook it up to your current setup and start playing instantly. It's completely plug and play, supports a bunch of classic PS1 and PS2 Lightgun games, and it uses wireless design, so no more dealing with cables running across your setup. You've got an infrared sensor for tracking, we've got a built-in rechargeable battery for longer sessions, and a really comfortable ergonomic grip, so it basically feels like a modern accessory, not something stuck in the early 2000s. And if this actually works the way it's supposed to, this might honestly be one of the coolest ways to relive retro Lightgun games in 2026. So in this video, we're going to unbox it, we'll get everything set up, and then we're going to jump straight into gameplay to see how this Lightgun works with Lightgun games. Alright guys, here's our Timebreaker Lightgun for PlayStation and PS2 from, of course, Intec Gaming. So we're going to set this aside just for a moment. We also have the Intec Gaming HDMI converter kit right here. So this is going to be crucial for just making a more convenient experience for yourself. So open this up first. So there we go. This is going to be our converter. This is going to basically take that connection from the backside of your PlayStation or PS2 and convert it into HDMI. So this goes into the backside of the actual console. This right here is a regular HDMI cable. So we're bringing it into 2026 right now. You can see regular to regular HDMI cable. And then right over here, we've got a USB-A to USB-C cable connection. So right here is USB-A right there, Type-C over here. And the way that this works is you are going to plug that in over here. That's going to provide power to the actual converter kit. All right, guys, time to open up our Timebreaker Lightgun now. So there we go. Inside here, we got a little thank you note. We've got ourselves our user manual. So it walks through the layout of the gun, shows you all the different ways to configure this as well. Whether you're using the converter that we have over here, or you're just going with the simple connections that are built right into your PlayStation. Shows you how to go through the calibration process. I love the fact that it shows little images along the way, so you don't have to just go off of the text. You can kind of see what they're talking about here, and the entire layout of the gun is visible. So set that aside. Let's dive a little bit further in here. We've got basically a streamlined setup guide on here. Alright guys, so here is everything that's included. So first off, we've got the barrel of our gun. We have a cable connection that needs to be made to the handle once we install that. So the way we're going to do that is we're just going to line this up. We're going to get it nice and close, and then just simply reach in here, and you can actually make that wired connection from the barrel to the actual handle. So if you look in there, you can see I made that connection, and now all we have to do is just make sure you're not pinching anything, but we slide it into place. Now there is a set screw inside here, which comes with a little Allen wrench. We're going to go ahead and remove that, and we're going to install that in place here. That's going to secure everything in here nicely. There we go. You don't have to over tighten it. That's all you have to do, and you can see now everything is locked in place. Now let's take a closer look at the gun itself. Now, in order to charge this, there's a USB-C cable connection right there, and they do provide the charger. So this is going to be how you charge it. You connect the Type-C to the Type-C port in the handle, and then the other end of this is USB-A. You're going to simply plug that into your console. You can plug that into a laptop, power outlet that supports USB-A connection, and that's going to enable you to charge up your gun. So we'll go ahead and disconnect that. While we're down there, we have the C button down here, which is at the bottom of what would be the magazine on a real gun. So when you're shooting, you can hit that to reload, or in the games that support it, you can shoot off screen. Or of course, Time Crisis, you have your button that enables you to basically engage what would have been the pedal in the arcade. And that drops you down, reloads, and then you pop back up. Now on this side, we have the A button up here, which does different things in different games. We have the recoil, so we can turn recoil on or off with that. And then we also have our shot settings. So you can do single shot, which is going to be great for pistol games. And then we can go over here to multi-shot, which is good if you are basically going to be playing along with like a machine gun or something like that. I'll probably leave it in that setting because something like Time Crisis, you're going to be alternating between different weapons in the game. So that just enables us to be able to adjust accordingly. You know, if we held this down, we'd be able to play as that shotgun more effectively. These are some adjustments that can be made on this dial over here to just kind of zone in your calibration. We also have the B button on the side and the start and select, which are going to be great for getting yourself started in games. Now on the back side, we have our calibration buttons. We have one here, one here. We also have our directional pad or our analog stick that is built into the back side. This is great for navigating characters in games. Just of course depends on what game you are using. Also to navigate your way through settings, it's quite effective. So that is pretty much everything on the actual gun. Down here at the bottom, we have our sensors and all that good stuff that's going to enable us to play effectively in game. And then at the tip is our on and off switch. So we're going to put that in the on position. You can see it lights up on the sides. A little bit hard to see because we're in the light, but you can see it's lighting up. The A button's lighting up. Now here we have our receivers. So this one's going to be for PlayStation. This one's going to be for PS2. This has a USB-A connection. And then this one right here obviously has just the standard connection that you're going to have for the console. So PlayStation 1, PS2 over here is going to be our infrared sensor and the stand. This gets mounted on your TV in order to sync the gun to your television and enable you the ability to play along with the games. So we're going to go ahead and connect this over and play some games. Alright guys, we jumped into this light gun right here, which takes you back in time for that old school retro feel of a PS2 console playing your favorite light gun games, but it brings that experience to 2026 because we have a modern light gun for it. We have great calibration, we have great aim on here, it's super lightweight, very responsive, we've got recoil, we can enable that or disable that. We've also got auto fire or regular fire here, so you can switch that to customize it to whatever experience you want to dive into for the game that you want to dive into. You know, Time Crisis 2, I'm going to leave that probably on single shot. But if I go into Time Crisis 3, where now you have machine guns, you have different weapons at your disposal, then I'm going to put it in that auto fire mode where I can just hold it down and we can emulate, you know, the experience of a machine gun. So love how interactive this is. Very easy to set up. It's plug and play in that you don't have to go through settings and make any crazy adjustments or anything. You still have to set it up, of course. You've got to connect your infrared sensor to your TV. That's really simple, and the stand that it's on makes it even better for you because you can customize, you know, how wide you open that up to accommodate whatever size TV you have. You do have to adjust the distance that you are from your TV dependent on the size, of course, but these are typical adjustments. If you've ever done anything with light gun gaming, this is all second nature for you. You can make adjustments to the vertical alignment and the horizontal alignment on here. I didn't have to do that though, to be perfectly honest. I literally just plugged this in, I synced it up with the receiver for the PS2 console, and it was instantly tracking perfectly on screen. The cool thing about the Time Crisis games is it gives you, the crosshairs and everything to line everything up and to kind of time everything out. I saw instantly that it was tracking perfect, jumped right into the gameplay experience, and it took me a matter of probably 2 minutes to get used to everything. Really easy to use, very lightweight, trigger, easy to engage. A lot of triggers will fatigue you with light guns. Not the case here at all. You can see, I can even do it with my pinky. It's that easy to engage. Plus, this is very lightweight. So over time, Time Crisis games aren't short games by any means. When playing those games, you're able to effectively get all the way through them because you don't get tired. Your shoulder doesn't cramp up on you. Your trigger finger doesn't get tired. I mean, everything about this was very well thought out. So big fan of that. We've also got the analog stick built into the backside, which didn't really use that for these games today, but it is a nice feature to have available. I also love the fact that we have the C button down here, so you can use that for, reloading in certain games. And then for me, I was basically using the A button just because that's how I'm used to emulating those games. So I find that ducking and reloading is much quicker with the A button than if you were to, have it down here. But you can customize your experience. That's the cool thing about it. Enable or disable the recoil. Just make it your own with this and bring your PS2 gaming to life in 2026 because this is way better than the gun cons ever were. So huge fan of this. To learn a little bit more about this light gun right here from Intec Gaming, click the link in the description of this video. Click over, get some additional information on this. That's going to do it for today though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about what you saw here today. Are you a big PS2 gamer? If so, is this something that you would add to your setup at home? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.